Hey guys, E21 Sammy here. Hope everyone's doing well. So I thought I'd talk to you today about taxes. And this is like a complex subject, and I'm no expert, but what I want to point out is that nobody is. Okay, and this is why you need to take advice. Once you turn 18 and once you start paying income tax, you really need to get professional advice. Not from your parents, not from anyone else, but professional, based on your life goals. What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? How do you want to get there? Maybe a money manager, maybe someone like that. But basically what you got to do is you got to educate yourself. The first step is to join tax groups. So places where people are talking about it and that can give you a little bit of advice. Now that advice may be right, may be wrong, but it's a step in the right direction, and it's free. And then you can Google it and you can research it. Now taxes change for every single country, every single person, so it's different. But we still all have to pay them. But should you pay the full amount? No. You have deductions. You have ways of not having to pay the full amount. Everyone always complains, oh, the rich never pay taxes and everything. Why? Why do they get away with it? Because it's legal. You got to find the loophole that fits you. If they can do it, why can't you? Very simple. So here's my advice. First step, free. Join a Facebook group. Join tax groups, chat rooms, or what have you, and learn what everyone else is doing. How are they minimizing their tax? Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm on vacation. Well, as everyone knows, I'm retired. I'm in Sri Lanka, and I just took a 3-day vacation to a beach hotel here near my house, near my parents' house, Camelot Beach Hotel. So if you guys want to check it out, and got a drink coming, thank you. So got me my little drink. Wow, that's good. Tart. Anyway, so join a Facebook group, join a group that like has advice, and ask, I want to minimize my taxes. What's the first thing I should do? Well, here's what I would do. Number one, keep every receipt of every single thing you buy. Document it in an Excel spreadsheet. Get a file folder. Photograph every receipt. Document everything. Categorize it. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but the more you take to organize your tax receipts, the less you're going to have to pay someone to go through them all. If you just have a box, that's not going to help. Write on that what you bought it for, why you bought it. That's the simplest thing you can do. Every penny you spend could be a tax write-off. It's not guaranteed, but it could be. So track everything. Especially if you're in the US or Canada, the government doesn't do it for you. In Korea, they do. But you got to track everything. That's the first step. The second step is to invest in yourself. You hear this all the time, but why? Just stop buying Starbucks. Stop buying the crap, okay? Buy yourself a coffee at home. Make your coffee at home. Don't buy a Starbucks. It's a waste of money. Take that $5 a day, okay? That's $20 a week. That's $100 a month. Take that $100 a month and put it into a tax-free investment account, okay? And just grow that money tax-free every year. If you put $100 a month from the time you're 18 till the time you're 30, and then you never put a penny into it ever again, the act of compound interest will mean you'll have $1 million by the time you're 55. I start putting in $100 a month from the time I'm 30 till the time I'm 55. Okay, so that's 25 years of investment I still won't have $1 million. I won't have as much as you will. You only investing for 12 years and then you don't touch it. The act of the compound interest over 30 years, 40 years, okay, will mean that you'll have more money. So just do that in a guaranteed savings account, in a tax-free investment account. It's the simplest thing you can do. Maximize your investment early on. Instead of buying that Gucci handbag or that vacation, take that money and put it away when you're 20, 22. You'll thank yourself when you're 50. The crap I wasted when I was young. If I had done that, I could have retired when I was 30 or 40. Second thing is that research tax write-offs. And what I mean by that is there are ways that you can, if you're interested in investing money, if you're interested in saving money, the potential for losing money also is a benefit, because if you lose money, you can write that off on your taxes and you can carry it forward for 5 years. I mean, everyone heard the story about Donald Trump not paying taxes. Well, he lost $10 million per se. Let's just say $10 million in 2000. I'm just using that as a number. So someone loses $10 million in 2000, but then they get a tax bill of $1 million in 2001. They can write off that $10 million against the $1 million. And now they have $9 million in losses, and they can do that the next year and the next year, and they can carry that $10 million for 5 years. Now that's in America. I think it's also in Canada. Yeah, that's also in Canada. The second thing, or third thing, is always use a credit card. But pay the credit card off every month. Don't carry a balance forward. Pay that credit card off. Get the points, get the benefit, build your credit score. If you have a better credit score, you get better interest rate, you get benefits, you get the points, and you don't spend your own cash. So for example, you go to buy a vacation and you can't travel. Well, you just reverse the charge on the credit card and you're protected. They have insurance, cancellation insurance. You buy a TV and you get it and it's not right. Well, you have to fight the store for a refund or something like that. Credit card, you just write it, you just say reverse the charge and they do it. If you send money from your checking account or your debit card, that's gone. You can't get it back, right? Third one or fourth one is this is something you can do which is perfectly legal, is you can start your own business. Now, that business does not have to be profitable. You don't even have to be doing anything. You don't have to actually do something. It could be like a consulting company. But if you don't have any clients, you can still write off the expenses of your work against your taxes. Now, this is a very gray area. You have to be very careful that it's not fraudulent. You can't just start a company and say, oh, I started a company. Oh, I'm using my home. I write off this and that and everything. The government can come after you on that if it's not legit. So you have to have a legit business plan, a legit saleable service or something like that, just in case you don't sell it. I mean, that's how you can benefit. So for example, so let's use this example. So I start a business. I've got kids. Let's say I've got 2 kids, 7 years old, 8 years old, or whatever like that. And my business is a consulting company that researches children's products and provides a summary and evaluation of these children's products. Well, my kids watch a video or play with a toy or something like that. Now I generate a report based on their reactions or their, do they like it? Do they not like it? I write a report. And that takes physical work. So you can write off a certain amount of your office space, your paper, your computer, your internet, your cell phone, your time, your research, the investment in buying the product, The second benefit you can do is you can actually hire your children. Now they're underage, so there's certain laws that restrict their work, and you can pay them out of your money, because this is a private company. It's not a public company. It's a private company using private funds, your funds. Now you pay them. Okay? So inheritance and transfer tax is high. Just look at the Samsung family having to pay 10 billion US dollars in inheritance tax on the money that they received from their the father who passed away. 10 billion. I'm going to say that one more time. They have to pay 10 billion US dollars in inheritance tax over the next 5 years. Billion. So inheritance tax is high. So how do you give money to your kids? Well, you pay them as consultants. Now, you choose how much to pay them. It can't be $1 million. The government will come after you for that. But it can be reasonable. And you put it in a tax-free savings account under their name that they can't touch until they're 18 or 55 or whatever. So now you've started a savings account for them. Okay? And it's coming out of your money. So it's perfect. Now, the other thing you can do, fourth or fifth point, is how do these companies get away with not paying income tax, federal income tax? Well, it's perfectly legal. So Google, Amazon, whatever, these big companies, Company A is based in the US, Company B is based in a tax-free zone, Ireland, Singapore, whatever. And Company B is owned by Company A, but there's a separate entity. Company B will develop a copyrighted or trademarked product or service that Company A uses. It could be anything. Okay? So Company B licenses that to Company A in the United States. Company A now generates profit. And at the end of the year, they have $1 million in profit. Company B now bills Company A for their licensing. And how much do they charge them? $1 million, the exact amount of the profit that they earned. Company A transfers the money to Company B and pays no tax, federal tax, because their profit was zero. Perfectly legal. Now, Company B has the money in the overseas account, which Company A can use as a line of credit and borrow against Company B because they own Company B. Perfectly legal. And that's how the big companies get away with not paying federal tax. It's not illegal, it's not immoral, it's perfectly fine to do because they do generate payroll tax. They generate income tax for their employees, benefits, etc. like that, and the roll-on effect of their business. So that's why those loopholes are there. Now, the final thing I want to tell everyone is to monitor your taxes. Don't overpay and don't underpay. If you overpay your taxes, and this is something I find ridiculous, that people, I can't wait for my tax return. So you can't wait for the money that the government owes you that you gave to them last year, that you have to pay money for this year, and your time to get back from them that you gave to them interest-free. Government will never give you money interest-free. Why should you give it to them? So I'm actually happier to pay income tax a year later, because that means I had that money a year ago that I could invest. So the best case scenario is I'm a freelancer, so I pay my taxes at the end of the year. Okay, I have a big tax bill, but I reduce it by claiming a lot of expenses. My house, my internet, my cell phone, my travel, my lunch, my clothes, everything. I have to document all of those. Okay? As a freelancer, I have to buy clothes. I have to buy a jacket because I'm going outside. I have to buy gloves, scarf, long johns, boots. I have to pay for transit. I have to pay for internet, cell phone. I'm allowed a certain amount of space in my home office. Lights, electricity, gas, not gas, heating gas. Any equipment I buy for my computer, a certain percentage of that I'm able to write off against my taxes, so I reduce my tax bill. The final thing is that I get to keep the money I earn and invest it. Now, I know how much tax I'm going to pay, so I take about 3% of my pay and I put it into a tax-free account or a savings account or a term deposit or whatever. And come tax time, I have that money already saved to pay the tax bill. Plus, I've earned interest on that. So, you know, even if it's a tiny amount, it's still money that I earned. Think about that. It's free money. I have to pay taxes. But why shouldn't I earn money from that money that I earned? Think about that for a minute. It's your money. Why are you giving it away? If you want to give it away, just throw it on the ground. I'll pick it up. But imagine, let's say, for example, let's just for like shits and giggles here, you earn $50,000 a year. Okay, the government takes already off of your taxes anywhere from 10 to 30%. So, sorry, my math is horrid. So that's about, let's say it's 25%. So that would be 25%. So it's a quarter of your money. So 25,000, 12,500, about $12,000. $12,000 they take from you. Okay? So $12,000 at, let's even say 5% interest. Let's say 5% of, God, my math is horrid. I should have written this down. But let's say 5% of $12,000 is how much interest you can earn in 1 year. Okay? Now, it's not over because, you know, January, February, March, April, then you have $12,000 in December. But you don't have to pay taxes until May, April or May. So you have another few months to earn interest. So let's say 5%. Let me try to do the calculation in my head. 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. So $500? Could you do with an extra $500 a year? I could. I definitely could use $500 a year. Free money. So that's what I'm talking about. It's these little tiny things that $50 a month, $100 a month, $500 a year, $5,000 a year, over 50 years, it's your money. Think the smart way, do the smart things, do the research, find out what you can do. Nobody's going to do it for you, okay? Nobody's going to do it for you. Only you can do it. Don't rely on anybody else. You do it. It's your taxes, it's your money, okay? Please be safe, be happy, be healthy, everyone. I hope this helped you. If you like it, please like, subscribe, share, and enjoy. Tuan Sammy, Sri Lanka Sammy. Hope everyone's happy, healthy, and safe. I'm out.